PTC Tasting. Tens of thousands of individuals have been tested for PTC sensitivity. The estimated frequency of PTC non-taster individuals is 30% among the world population. A chemist, Arthur Fox, discovered the PTC tasting phenomenon in 1931. He poured some powdered PTC into a bottle. When some of it got into the air, his colleague was standing nearby and stated that the dust tasted bitter, while Fox did not taste anything. This led to further experimentation, and after the discovery, the scientists agreed that there is an inherited component that has an impact on how we taste PTC. It is known that the ability to taste PTC is influenced by a single gene that codes for a taste receptor on the tongue. The PTC gene itself, TAS2R38, was later on discovered in 2003. The tongue is covered with bulbs called papillae. Each papilla contains multiple taste buds. Taste buds are filled with gustatory cells, the cells that do the tasting. The tip of each gustatory cell protrudes through a pore on the surface of the tongue. Nerves carry signals from the gustatory cells to the brain. The tip of each gustatory cell is covered with an assortment of bitter taste receptors, which can detect a wide variety of compounds. Stimulation of any of these receptors sends a signal to the brain, bitter. Why do we need to taste bitter substances? The ability to discern bitter tastes evolved as a mechanism to prevent early humans from eating poisonous plants. Humans have about 30 genes that code for bitter taste receptors. There is a tasting allele and a non-tasting allele, each of which codes for a different bitter taste receptor protein. Different proteins have different shapes, which affects the conformity and strength of the binding event. Strong bitter taste results from a strong binding event. Each person has 2 taster alleles, and there are 3 genotypic possible outcomes: homozygous dominant, heterozygous, and homozygous recessive. PTC itself has not been found in nature. The ability to taste PTC is correlated with the ability to taste other naturally bitter substances, many of which are toxic, which makes it seem as if the trait of tasting PTC might be an advantage. However, researchers say that the people who can't taste a substance developed sensitivity to a different and more toxic bitter compound, which might have provided an evolutionary advantage. Recent research has shown that there are some surprising health consequences of being able to taste PTC. People who are so-called super tasters with an ability to taste PTC have a higher risk for developing colon cancer, possibly due to the fact that they have a tendency to avoid eating vegetables. On the other hand, people with an ability to taste PTC are less likely to be smokers because of the unpleasant taste that their taste buds detect.
The end. Thank you for your attention.